So I want to quote this from Mahmoud Abbas because they need the world's attention on them every once in a while. Hey, don't forget about us. The World Cup's going on in Qatar, and the world can come together and have a peaceful event there. We can have these Abraham Accords. We can work together with Israel and the Gulf states, but don't forget about us, the Palestinians. He said right now that the Palestinian Authority, that there is a chance that the Palestinian Authority will return to an official policy of terror in the near future. If Israel continues with its actions, I will cancel the security agreement with it. Why continue? Why am I committed to security coordination? And we can breathe without security coordination. Before that, we were breathing and our people were fighting the occupation. Abbas went on to say that terrorism is still on the table. I do not endorse armed resistance at this moment, but I may change my mind later, and this is so classic Middle East, and I may change my mind tomorrow or after tomorrow or anytime.
Because of the Abraham Accords, you have the Gulf states, the Saudis, even though they haven't officially signed it yet, but they're all part and parcel of it. Jordan, the countries surrounding Israel, and like I said, the Gulf states, are having trade relations with Israel. That's a plus. That's a real big plus. Then you have this Palestinian Authority they got kind of locked out of all this because all these accords took place, even though the PLO still doesn't have statehood for Palestine, as they call it, which is not a legal entity. Again, the Palestinian Authority not getting attention, threatened terrorism.
The default position is that if you don't do the things that we want done in the way that we want them done, we simply default back to our old ways. And our old ways are terrorism. Mahmoud Abbas, 87 years old, hasn't been elected anytime recently to his position as president, just arrogates that to himself, says that, I don't think I'm really need to be in this security thing with Israel because I'm not getting anything out of it. So tomorrow or the next day or maybe a few days after that, typical Middle Eastern talk, as Jordan said, typical way of putting things in a vague context, decides that maybe I'll go back to my old ways of terrorism. Well, he never really abandoned those old ways.
And you have to wonder, are they looking to do something provocative or at least test something provocative so that they see where do we stand right now in the world with the UAEs, with the Gulf states, with the Qatars of the world that are hosting the World Cup? Are we going to get the same kind of support from the Saudis? I would think not. And so you make the threat, and then I think what Mahmoud Abbas is going to do is say, okay, what kind of phone calls came into Mahmoud Abbas? And I have a feeling it was a lot of princes and crown princes saying, what are you doing right now? We're in this new arrangement with Israel. We have security agreements with Israel. Yes, we know your concerns. Let's work on them through constructive matters rather than you threatening to go to carry out terrorist attacks against Israeli citizens.
So we've got our office in Jerusalem. We have access to the top thinkers in the world on this. We have the Ministry of Presence. We are there where the action is.